Hello. So in this tutorial, we'll learn how to create a website using WordPress. But before we start creating it, we need to understand what are the various elements or components that are required to create a professional looking website. Okay. To create a professional looking website, what all things do we need? What are the ingredients? What are the various components involved? The first component is you need to be very clear about your objective. What is it that you want to achieve? What is it that you want to create? Right? So once you know what you want to achieve, then only you will be able to decide what you want to create, whether you want to create a website or you want to create a blog. Now, what is the difference between a website and a blog? A website is collection of pages, a blog is also collection of pages. So what exactly is the difference between the two? A website is something that is created from a business perspective. If you have products or business or services and you want to sell it, for that you need an online presence. For that you create a website. Okay, so the intent is that you want to create something from business side. The intent is from business side. A blog is something that you create from interest perspective. So if you know something, if you have an interest and expertise in a particular area, you can start writing blog. A blog is something that is mostly focused on content, right? And a blog is something that is very dynamic in nature. Okay, so website is something that is created from business perspective, from transaction perspective, whereas blog is something that is created from interest perspective. Okay, but technically speaking, both are nothing but collection of pages, and these pages are saved somewhere. If you want to visualize it, imagine a folder. That's it. A folder sitting in your hard drive is a website. Okay, it looks very much similar to that. The next component that we need is a domain. Okay, so a domain is nothing but your online identity. Your online identity is called as the domain. So people might not know what Automotive Exchange Private Limited is. Do you know that? No. Automotive Exchange Private Limited? No. Do you know what Info Edge is? No. But I'm sure you must have used their products and services. I'm sure you know their domains. For example, you don't know Automotive Exchange Private Limited, but you definitely must have heard of or used carwale.com. So we don't know Automotive Exchange Private Limited, but we know carwale.com. Correct? So we identify businesses with their domains. We don't know Info Edge, but I'm sure you must have heard and used Naukri.com, Jeevansathi.com, Shiksha.com, 99acres.com, right? So we don't know the parent company, but we know their domains. Okay, so a domain is nothing but your identity, the identity of your business on the online platform, on the World Wide Web. Okay, now before buying the domain, make sure that your objective is clear, and based on the objective and based on what you're going to market, what you're going to promote, or what you're going to list, you will choose a domain name. A domain name has to be very catchy. It can be short, and some people will say that the domain has to make some sense, it should have a meaning. But I believe that we have moved away from this concept now, and nowadays there are very weird domains coming up and which might have absolutely no meaning. For example, jabong.com. What does jabong mean? I don't know. Zomato, what does Zomato mean? No, you don't know the meaning, but they sound very weird, right? And these days weird is something that works for some businesses. Weird, if the domain is weird, it can be something catchy and easy for people to remember, right? But just make sure that it is short. And while choosing your domain, you should remember that you decide what your TLD is going to be. By TLD, I mean top level domain, the extension part. The TLD is also called as an extension. The .com, .edu, .gov, .mil for military. These are called as top level domains. While choosing a domain, choose from a long term perspective. Okay, think about your long term goal. That is because just imagine Flipkart, when it started, they were selling only books. Flipkart started as a book selling platform. Now imagine if Flipkart buying a domain, bookbuy.com or bookcart.com. Do you think Flipkart would have been able to expand into new horizons? Like today, you will find Flipkart.com selling curtains, shoes, chappals, bunions, underwears, right? They have got into so many places, so many products, and so many variants. But do you imagine a website like bookcard.com selling these many products or these many types of products? No. Okay, so think from a long term perspective what you're going to do in the future as well, and how do you plan to expand, and accordingly you can choose the domain. Are you going to be only some country specific website, or you're going to have a presence across multiple nations? So accordingly you can buy .com, .in, um, .au, .uk, okay, country specific TLDs. So think from a long term perspective. You can create a website on subdomains as well. So www.carvale.com is the domain, is the parent, right? And a subdomain of Carvale, like a child of Carvale, can be OPR for carvale.com. So when I was working for carvale.com, we had this portal OPR, operations.carvale.com. That was for our operations team. A server is a place where the pages of the website or the blog are saved. Okay, a website is nothing but collection of pages, and these pages have to be saved somewhere, right? When you type in www.facebook.com, you are able to see Facebook's homepage or the login page. Now, how are you able to see it? From where has the page appeared? What happens is when you type in the URL of any website, a request is sent to the respective server. Okay, and a request goes to the server, the correct page is fetched, and then it is brought back to the browser and it is rendered in front of you on the screen. Now just imagine if a server is switched off, the pages won't be accessed. You won't be able to access the website, right? The website will give you a 500 error, 503, 502, 501 error. Okay, so even though the company closes, the servers, they have to keep on running. The servers cannot be shut down. Flipkart shuts down at 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. But throughout the night, people can access the website. People will access website flipkart.com. So the server has to be switched on continuously. Okay, and just imagine a server to be a very huge hard drive with a very huge capacity. That is what a server is. And usually servers emit a lot of heat. So you'll see that most of the servers are surrounded by AC, air conditioners, to keep these machines cool. There are mainly three types of servers: shared, dedicated, and cloud based servers. So shared server is where on a single server, on a single space, multiple domains will be hosted. Assume you'll have Neil Patel's blog hosted on one server. You can have a blog hosted by me on the same server. We are sharing the space. That is called as shared server. This is the most cheapest form of servers. The second type of server is dedicated server. So if your website is like an e-commerce website and you are expecting a lot of traffic to your website, then you might go for dedicated server. These are slightly expensive, and but they get a very good support from the team, but they definitely have some limitations. The third type of server is cloud-based servers. In cloud-based servers, you get a lot of bandwidth real time. So, for example, if Flipkart can handle a capacity of 1 lakh visitors, I'm just giving you random numbers. If Flipkart has the capacity of handling 1 lakh visitors at a time, suppose the number of visitors goes beyond 1 lakh, what will happen? So in that case, real time, another bandwidth will be allocated to Flipkart, and now Flipkart can handle 2 lakh traffic. If more people come to the website, so real time, another bandwidth will be allocated to Flipkart, and now Flipkart can handle 3 lakh traffic. We use cloud based servers when we are not sure how much traffic to estimate, right? So initially you must have seen that Flipkart's first big billion sale, the website had crashed down and we were not able to access the website. But now it doesn't happen. Why? Because they're using cloud based servers, and the more people visit the website, the more bandwidth the website gets from cloud based servers. Okay, this is slightly technical, and it is not needed, but the basic knowledge is important. The next part that we require for creating a website is coding skills. But for that, you'll have to do or undergo another 7-8 months of training. So, what is the alternative? So, if you don't have any coding skills, you can use a CMS, content management system, one of which is WordPress. Okay, so a simple example of CMS can be a PowerPoint presentation. The layout, the slides, the dimensions, and all, everything are in place. Someone has done all the hard work and he has given you a software. All you have to do is put in content. In a similar manner, WordPress, Wix, Joomla, Magento, there are n number of CMS in the market. What what happens is someone has already done the hard work for you. Someone has already created the layout, the structure, the skeleton of the website. All you have to do is put in content. So that is the advantage, the beauty of content management system. With zero coding skills, you can create a professional looking website in just minutes. So it's very easy to use, and WordPress is a CMS which has the largest market share, slightly more than 40% actually, and it is very easy to use. It gives us a lot of features through plugins, and it gives us a lot of flexibility. Okay, we'll explore more about WordPress in the coming lectures. Once the skeleton is ready, once the structure of the website is ready, the next part that you have to do is add content. Right? Content is the key, is the essence of your website. Imagine you having a very beautiful website but with low quality content. It should be the other way around. You can have a website which is not very beautiful, but you can have content which is of top notch quality. A simple example would be Reddit. If you go to Reddit's website, you'll find the interface very bland, very simple, and there is nothing fancy about the interface, but it's all about content. And Reddit is one of the most popular websites in the world. Not very popular in India, but in United States and other countries, Reddit is very popular, with a domain authority of I guess around 93 or 98, I don't remember, out of 100. So just imagine the quality of the website, right? But when it comes to interface, they have a very poor interface. Okay, so content is very important. Content is the king in today's world, and you have to make sure that the content is specialized. By specialized, I mean focused on a particular niche, on a particular product. Don't mix multiple products content in a single page. You create separate pages. That is called as specialized content. If I have three different courses, I'll create three separate pages, one for digital marketing, one for PHP, one for data science. I won't combine all of them into one single page. Okay, so make sure you have specialized content. The content should be conversational and informative. The person who is reading it should find the content helpful and insightful. Okay, and he should feel like he's having a conversation with the content. He has some queries in his mind, and your content is able to solve those queries or and add value. The next is you add credibility. By credibility, I mean, take a simple example of Uber. How does he make sure that the credibility is there? He says verified drivers, and these are the drivers, and we have done the police verification of these drivers. That is called as credibility. So if you are into real estate, you can add your RERA, and all those things. So that will add more credibility, more value. Make sure your content lists down your USPs, unique selling propositions, and what makes you different from your competitors. Also, to have some long tail keywords. I'll come to this concept later. What are long tail keywords? But to help you with your overall SEO activity, make sure you add FAQs as well, relevant FAQs. Also, add a relevant call to action button to your content. You don't want people to spend lots of time on your content but not knowing what to do next, right? Just imagine Flipkart's web page without a call to action button like buy now or add to cart. Very difficult, right? Impossible for a business. So you need to have a clear call to action for your content, for your page. With this knowledge, let us look at how to buy a domain first, right? I'll show you how to buy a domain for free, and then I'll show you how to buy a server at the lowest possible price. So first we'll buy a domain, then we'll buy a server. The next step, we will install WordPress. Fourth step, we will learn WordPress. And fifth step would be adding content. So that is what the approach is going to be like.